Hello you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing another clean beauty makeup tutorial. You guys really liked the one I did for like a springtime look, so I wanted to do more of a bronzy summer look, and I've really been enjoying the clean beauty space. To be completely honest, you guys are the ones who inspired me to start playing around with clean beauty. I've really been liking just products in general from the clean beauty space and was feeling inspired to do a summer bronzy look for you guys. So I really hope you enjoy this one. Had a lot of fun filming it for you, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, just so you guys can, you know, stay updated with me whenever I upload my next video, all that stuff. And then please come follow me on Instagram too, because you'll always find me on Instagram whenever I'm not here on my channel. So yeah, let's get into the tutorial now. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist. Just gonna do a few sprays over the skin. It's a really nice rehydrating mist, and I like the way it makes my skin feel before I go in with makeup, because it's very hydrating and kind of gives the skin a nice like almost plump and juicy feeling. So love that for pre and post makeup application. But to kind of prime my skin, add a little bit of SPF and just give it a nice glowy base, I'm gonna use a little bit of the Beauty Counter Dew Skin. This is in number 3, and you can wear this on its own or you can use it as your SPF / primer. And I just really like how it kind of gives you a super dewy base. Now, if you don't like dewy skin products, you might not love this, because I do find it really gives you like a truly wet looking skin, which I personally really love. But for those of you who are more oily, I don't know how much you'll love this, but I think it's super hydrating. I like how you get that nice little tint of coverage, and it's just a great product to put more makeup on top of, so it really works well on its own or by itself. For foundation, I have really been enjoying this one. It's from the Beauty Counter. So this is their Tint Skin Hydrating Foundation. I mixed 2 different shades to create my own like perfect match. So I mixed the shades Honey and Golden. I swatched them on my hand so you guys could really see. So this lighter one right here is Honey, and then this darker one is Golden. I fall somewhere in the middle of these, so I just find I get the perfect shade match by mixing the 2. And then what I like to do is just kind of dot it all over the skin like this. Just kind of get it spread out everywhere. So I'm gonna blend this out with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe foundation brush, and I zoomed you guys in so you could really see this in action up close. It just buffs into the skin and looks like nothing. It's one of those foundations that truly looks like skin, and it's super hydrating. It's ultra creamy, but it's not super pigmented to the point where you have to be careful with how you work with it. All right, let's go in with one more light layer. I'm just picking it up out of my hand like this. Work this into the skin. And if you guys do try this foundation, I think one of the things you'll be the most impressed by is the way the product feels with the amount of coverage that it gives. It's almost like, well, it is a, you know, foundation, that's what it is, but it feels like a tinted moisturizer. So it's super easy to work with, but you just get amazing, amazing coverage. And it just gives you the most beautiful, you know, light, dewy finish that just kind of melts into the skin and looks super natural. You just want to take your time, really make sure you blend it out, but I'll show you guys once I'm done blending how nice this looks. Okay, so now that it's had a couple moments to really set into the skin, I hope you guys can tell on camera that it's nowhere near as dewy as it looks upon first application. You can really see it's really toned down the shine, and it just looks really like beautiful, youthful skin. So hands down, this is great. I love this too. I've been using that as an SPF during the day, but I'm super, super, super impressed with their foundation. So would highly recommend that to you guys, especially just because it doesn't feel like you have anything on. So to just kind of conceal, I'm gonna use another one of my personal favorites. It's the RMS Uncover Up. I wear I wear the shade number 33. What I like to do is really warm it up with my fingertips, and then just kind of apply it under the eyes. Just kind of use the warmth of your fingers. And then I'm just gonna take a little concealer brush like this one. This one literally has no name on it. I'm so sorry, but there's no brand or name of the brush on this thing. But I really like using it just to kind of buff out concealer. make it look really nice, really natural. Put a little bit of concealer on the eyelids. I'm gonna take just a touch more. Use this to conceal the redness around my nose. It's allergy season, y'all. And I have got a red little nose. Okay, so I know right about now it's probably so tempting to just go in and set all this makeup with powder, but I highly, highly encourage you guys to just give the makeup a moment to really set with your skin, give it a chance to mold with your skin before you go in and set it with powder, because you might find you don't need to use powder. A lot of times people go straight into powder because the makeup is still wet. You really wanna give it some moments to kind of do its own thing, and then decide if you need to use powder. So I'm gonna go in and fill my brows. I'm gonna use this one from Josie Maran. This is her The Good Brow, and I'm using the shade Medium Deep. This is a really nice, clean brow product. One thing I will say is that I wish it had a spoolie, because I do find myself using the spoolie to kind of disperse the product through my brows evenly, because as you guys can see, it's a little bit more of a chubby product. We're going for a bronzy, sultry eye. So I'm gonna be using this palette from the Beauty Counter. I've been playing around with it. I really like the shadows and the color and the payoff. This is the classic eyeshadow palette. It's perfect for this look because you get all these really nice brown tones. I'm gonna mix the shade Ivory with Sienna, and I'm gonna use this to just kind of set the concealer we have on our eyelid, just so that the shadows blend out a little bit nicer and so that we don't have any concealer creasing, because we don't want that, and we did put a little bit of concealer on the eyelid. I'm gonna use this Sedona Lace EB09 brush, and I'm gonna pick up that shade called Suede, and I'm gonna use this just on the eyelid, just to kind of add a little bit of definition, kind of put a little bit of shadow on the lid, just to kind of darken that up a bit. All right, then I'm gonna take a Zoeva 228 crease brush, and I'm gonna pick up that shade Sienna, just on the tips of the bristles like this. And I'm gonna do this in like little circular motions, just so I can get a really nice kind of blown out effect. And I'm gonna apply this all the way from the lid to the crease, just using these circular motions so that I really get, you know, that nice like hazy look. It also just makes matte shadows a little bit easier to blend out if you just go in and kind of swirl it like this. And then on a Smashbox shadow contour brush, I'm gonna mix the shades Copper and Sahara. And I'm just gonna lightly apply that to the inner corner of the eyelid, just like, or sorry, it's not the inner corner, it's the inner, you know, half of the eyelid. I'm gonna go back in, kind of re-blend everything out, just because I want this to be more of a wash. I don't want it to be too structured. So I always like to kind of go back in with my blending brush, sort of mess it all up again. All right, next I'm going in with a Zoeva 231. I'm gonna use this to pick up the shade Cinnamon. And I'm gonna take this right along the top lash line, just kind of slowly building it up, just to kind of build up some intensity along the eye. And again, I want this to be more, you know, blown out and smudgy, so I'm just kind of rocking the brush back and forth and just slowly building up a wash of this shade rather than laying it down super precise. I'm gonna go in with a Smashbox Smoky Shadow Brush. I'm gonna pick up that shade Sienna mixed with Suede. And I'm gonna apply this right along the lower lash line. Make sure you connect the shadow right here in this outer corner so that you don't have a weird, you know, gap of skin. You wanna make sure you really get that nice and blended so everything is nice and connected like this. Next, I'm gonna take an e.l.f. flat shadow brush. I'm gonna spray this brush with my Watermelon Glow, get it a little bit damp. Just kind of rub the little bit of excess off on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna use this to pick up that shade Penny. And I'm just gonna apply this in a patting motion. You don't wanna swipe this product. You're gonna kind of disrupt the shadows underneath it. But if you just apply it in a really nice patting motion, you'll get a lot of intense shimmer. And I'm kind of trying to keep this right in the middle of the eyelid, Really gives you that like wet, glossy finish, but it's dry, so it's super, it's a lot more ideal for people who don't want to use an eye gloss. I'm gonna use a little bit of powder, so I'm gonna use one of my favorites. This is from Ilia. It is in the shade Waikiki Run. This is a Wet n Wild brush from the Fire and Ice collection. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly tap this powder where I'm, you know, a little bit extra shiny. So to bronze the skin, I'm gonna use this one from Lila B. This is the Be Sun-Kissed bronzer. I'm gonna mix the two shades together like this. I like the effect of the both of them used together. There's a fur on my brush. I'm using my Laura Mercier finishing brush to just kind of glide this all over the skin. I just really like the effect that this type of brush gives for bronzer. I just think it looks really nice, and it kind of just makes the bronzer look as natural as possible. For blush, because I don't want to do anything that's going to be too distracting with this eye, I'm going to go for like a softer peachy color. So I'm going to use the shade Nectar from the Beauty Counter. I really like how this one has a little bit of shimmer to it. So I'm going to apply this with a Smashbox buildable cheek brush. Just kind of starting at the apple, tap, 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 swirl, you know, do all the blush motions, kind of blend it back on the cheek like that too. To highlight the skin, I'm gonna use one of my favorites, the RMS Magic Luminizer. I know I'm breaking like one of the biggest cardinal rules of makeup. I'm putting a cream product on top of powders. I will say that with this cream highlight, the way it's formulated, I've never had a problem with it disrupting powder underneath it and causing patchiness or makeup to break down faster. So obviously, try it for yourself first. It might be a little bit different on everybody's skin type, but I personally find that this just, it works on top of powder and it always manages to look really good. So I'm just gonna apply this to the tops of my cheekbones. Just really taking my time to like push this product in. You'll get a really nice, you know, natural dew to the skin. A little bit on the Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin. And then again, unfortunately, I didn't have a fully clean mascara, but I'm gonna be using one from Bare Minerals. They're just a good brand for, you know, cleaner, better ingredients, even though some of their stuff isn't fully clean. They have a lot of really great stuff that you can feel good about buying. I used the Ilia one in my last tutorial. I love that one, and I actually used it all up. So I didn't have a clean mascara at the time being, but I'm open to suggestions because now I'm looking for a new one. So any good clean mascara recommendations, let me know. So I'm just gonna use this Bare Minerals Lashtopia. This is a great one for those of you who want wispy long eyelashes. And then we'll pop it on the lower lashes as well. See, that mascara is seriously so good. Makes your lashes so long. So for lip pencil, I'm gonna use my Jane Iredale Spice Lip Pencil. Just a really good everyday lip pencil. Matches my lip color pretty well. And then for lip color, I wanted to stay in this kind of like bronzy family. So I'm gonna use a little bit of Yucca from Bite. Just a little bit. These are super intensely pigmented. So a couple dabs. I'm just gonna kind of blend it out a bit, just so you get, you know, the shade on the lip. And then I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of a nude gloss. So I'm gonna use one of the Bite French Press lip glosses, and this one is in the shade Vanilla Latte, which is one of my favorite. These are so amazing. They smell like espresso. They're honestly so good. So I'm just gonna apply that right over top. And then just as kind of like a final spritz over the skin, I'm gonna use this Jane Iredale Palm Mist Spray. It doesn't make the skin look any shinier or dewier. It just kind of takes away any powdery look to the skin and kind of makes it all look like skin again. So just do about 4 sprays of this, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, no, I'm kidding. Okay, so yeah, just do a couple sprays of that, let it dry. All right, so that setting spray has set down. So this is the finished look, guys. I really wanted to do another clean beauty makeup tutorial for you featuring like a bronzy summer look, just because you guys really liked my springtime one. I've noticed that clean beauty is really important to a lot of you guys, and I'm really interested in the clean beauty space. generally speaking, I actually really enjoy all of the clean beauty products that I try, and I like how it's like a good way to incorporate clean products into your everyday routine. So definitely check out some of these products. I've played around with all of these, stand by all of them, really impressed with everything that I used in this tutorial. So if you have any questions regarding any of these products, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll always do my best to help you guys. Leave a comment down below just to talk to me because I love talking to you guys. What is in my eye? It's just really bad. Okay, so please be sure to subscribe if you didn't earlier, and I would also love it if you guys would come follow me on Instagram too. That's it for now. Leave a comment down below. Let me know any other type of, like summer makeup tutorials that you guys want to see, and I'll add them to my list. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye, guys.